Hey there, how are y'all? What's up? I hope everyone is having an amazing day and an amazing week. I'm just jumping out here because something ran across my mind. Like, you know how you go through stuff, like, you know how stuff happens, you know how life happens, and then it makes you, like, think of other things that you might have went through before, that big initial incident or whatever. Like, you know how, like, you can see stuff, like stuff pops up and you're just like, okay, what am I seeing this for? Like, what is that? Like, why am I even here? Like, type of thing. You're just like, okay, whatever. But then, like, you go through life, you know, like some months or some years on down, and then boom, something happens, and then you, like, think about, you're sitting there, you're thinking about that situation, and then you're sitting there thinking about, like, you start thinking about the things that you saw that are coincidentally in line with what, just like the big incident that, you know, might have happened or whatever. Like, this is funny too, because the energy that I was reading before everything popped off over the weekend was a feeling of regret. Like, it was heavy sacral and root and solar energy, just in regret and sorrow and just like agitated. Like, it was really like an energy that was in regret, as if either it was in regret or wanting to make someone feel like regret, right? And it's like, it's not a coincidence. Like, I'm not regretting anything, but it's like a reflection. I'm more of in a reflection mode, right? And I'm not really reflecting about what I did, because I've already reflected and did my repairs and amends to whatever the situation was. But what I'm reflecting on now is what God showed me, or whatever showed me, spirit or whoever, whatever showed me. But I had to have been at least maybe 2-3 months pregnant. And for some reason, my attention was stuck on, y'all know how, like, sometimes some little crime videos will pop up of, like, you know, the different crimes that people have committed and things like that. And it'd be like the little, like, the Law and Crime channel, whatever. Well, for some reason, my YouTube algorithm was stuck on that, and I don't know why, right? I'm just like, why is it stuck here? But for some reason, my attention would not go anywhere else but those little documentary, the interrogation videos. That's what I call them. And so I'm watching them, and I'm noticing the pattern in them that I keep clicking on is about mothers who have harmed their children, like the mothers that actually have, like, expired their children or whatever. And the more I'm watching these interrogation videos, I'm like, the more gruesome they're getting. And it's just like, the more gruesome they're getting, and the more, like, psychological twists and turns that they're into. But then I'm noticing there's a pattern with all of them. Every single video that I watched of a mother in a, you know, expiring of her children incident. For one, they were either Latino or they were African American. They were all single mothers. They were all struggling. They were all in some form of either prescription drugs or street drugs. You know, they had bad relationships with their family or with the men or the baby daddies. You know, just real, what happens when you're in poverty type thing, right? And I'm noticing that's the connection to all of these cases, right? All of them. And then on top of that, just as they go in the background and they learn about the mom, they start piecing together that this, you know, these women are what we call mentally ill. But because I've been on both sides, the mentally ill side and the spiritual side, I know that both of them are the same thing. They both connect, they both correlate. I know that for a fact. And anybody else that has gone through some things and came on out on the side will say the same thing, even if they might not practice one or the other or whatever. But I guarantee a lot of people are in agreements that spirituality, or however you see that, is the same as what they call mental illness. So for all the mental illnesses that they have, there is a spiritual side to those things. And I have experienced I ain't even gonna get into that, but I've experienced that. So it's funny that the incident, it's not funny, but what I'm trying to say is like, it's just, most people say it's a coincidence, but I know it's not a coincidence because everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for everything. It's just like, wow, that it's coming out now that there's a connection on why I was into, like, not in tune, but I was interested in those videos, or those that just I don't yeah, just interested in those videos. Like, shoot, that's what it was. And it felt weird to me, honestly. Like, I started feeling really creeped the fuck out. Like, I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna hurt my unborn child? Am I gonna hurt myself? Like, I really started having them thoughts. Like, I wasn't, because you know how most people will watch something and they'll start feeding into those intrusive thoughts. Like, I was like, no, bro, what is going on? And that's what triggered me into getting help for myself, because I was worried that I would harm my baby or do something of the sort to my baby or to my oldest son. Like, just being a person that's come from, I'm a child abuse survivor, like, just what my childhood consisted of, entailed of, I know what the fuck that shit looks like, bro. And so when I went through the incident on Saturday, like, it didn't bring up anything bad. It just made me reflect. Like, I've been in this season of reflecting since then, and it's like, bro, like, it's a whole full wraparound. Like, your childhood and your adulthood is so connected, and your parenthood, all three of those hoods are connected, bro. People be worried about the outside neighborhood. Y'all gotta worry about the neighborhood that's on the inside of you, from childhood to adolescenthood to adulthood to parenthood. That's all the same thing. It all correlates, it all connects, bro. So now I'm sitting here and I'm like, now I understand why God, spirit, ancestors, angels, someone was guiding me towards that, not to make me feel bad, or not to make me put me in that realm of light, or in that type of intrusive shit, but to let me know, like, baby, this is what could happen if you don't get your shit together. That's what it was. It was a warning. Like, this is what could happen if you don't get your shit together. So the fact that all that shit popped off and I had someone try to come for me and don't even know what's going on is like, wow, that's how the evil side of spirit be moving, bro. Like, that shit really try to wrap around for something that really is, it's not me and it's not instilled in me, but I grew up in it, type thing, if that makes sense. So it's just like, that's why I say it's not funny, but it's like, wow, that's interesting, type thing, like that's how I see it. Like, I'm not regretting anything. I don't feel bad. I probably should feel bad for whatever, but that's life. Like, that's a learning experience. Like, I could have ignored that feeling and just, because it was a feeling that I did not feel good watching that shit. I'm like, why the fuck am I watching this shit? This is disgusting. Because I swear, the more I watched it, the more the cases got more and more gruesome. Like, I can't even repeat the things that I watched and saw in them documentaries because it's just horrible. But I started noticing the correlation between all of the cases, all the women, like, stuff started, like they have shows on it now, but like, it was so sickening and disheartening to see the amount of women that go silently through not only postpartum depression but antepartum depression, which is something that is not talked about at all unless a woman experiences it and she's willing to talk about it. But I'll guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 times out of 10, women go through antepartum depression, which is depression during your pregnancy. And 9 times out of 10, it's gonna come out inside of a female that has already had previous trauma to her in some type of way. But because in humankind we're taught to suppress our things, and we're taught that depression is a bad thing, we fight depression, and that's the downside of depression, is fighting it instead of just feeling it. And then you also got the outside world telling you, oh, you need to come out of that depression, you don't need to go into it. You have to go into that in order to understand your feelings and process your feelings. And when you stop that process, you hold your trauma inside, you stop any progress that can get you forward in life, you stay stagnant, you stay, like, that's why you're supposed to let that shit go, bro. Even if you cannot go to the person that caused you pain and trauma, you let that shit go internally and it'll go where the fuck it needs to go to. I guarantee you, because energy is energy. Sorry for the curse words, but energy is energy. Thoughts are thoughts, intention is intentions. It'll go where it needs to go. But a lot of people pretend like they live life like that, but they really don't. Like, a lot of people live off revenge. A lot of people seek revenge because that's just what I feel like we were taught. We were literally taught that. No matter, it may not be point blank outright, blatant, but life life was set up eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, let's get revenge. And then now, but at the same time, people are whispering and talking about vengeance just for God, and them same people, just be like trying to get revenge and shit on the side. But I that's what I've been feeling from the whole situation that happened to me over the weekend, of someone trying to come for me in my household. Like, it wasn't even like, it's just reflection, like the way that my life could have gone. And like, as I'm talking to my support team, they're like, that could have went a different way. And I was like, and they were like, so that shows you that how much you have grown. And I'm just like, bro, I'm just out here trying to do what I'm supposed to do. It's not even about trying to be better than someone or do better. It's just, I'm just trying to get to the next level like I'm supposed to, because that's what I'm supposed to do. Like, I picked up 2 responsibilities and told God I was going to take care of them. That's what I'm going to do. Now, do I got a big mansion, 5 houses, and 14 cars, and a boatload of money? No, but I got the love, and I got the advocacy, the know-how, the knowledge, the wisdom to raise babies. Is it going to be always, perfect? No, but, like, so I don't know, but I just had to drop that there, because I know, like I always say, I know I'm not the only one in the world, so that means that I'm also not the only one going through shit, which means there's a lot of people going through the same shit that I be going through all around the world. People on your back, people, in your soul, in your energy, on your mind, just playing with, just doing things. And that's why I made that video about pregnancy being a sensitive time, being a sentimental time for a woman. Like, yeah, yeah. So, um, I don't know. I don't know who else needs to hear that or whatever. Maybe it's just no one needs to hear. Maybe I just needed to get it off my chest. I don't know. But that's all I had to say. I hope y'all have a rest of y'all good day. Or rest a good, yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. Have a good day, y'all.